Hey guys, Julio and Darian here. I had a quick question for you. How much does poor branding cost you? Hint, it could be billions. Okay, so as we mentioned, we want to cover how much does poor branding cost you? And it's going to be a pretty interesting topic point because unfortunately we're not able to put an actual value to it. But what we are able to say is that it's going to cost you tons and tons and tons of money and time. But let me let Darian get into that a little bit more.
Right. So when do we normally see this? We normally see this when brand new people start a business and they just want to hit the ground running and do everything all at once, put their money into it, and just make all the money in the world. Unfortunately, when you just get started, if you have not put the time in validating your customers, if you don't know exactly what your brand messaging should be, what solution you saw or what solution you provide your customers, what they're struggling with, all of those things, if you haven't answered the basic foundational questions of why you're in business and who you serve and how you serve them, you're going too fast and you're going to be wasting a whole lot of money. So what we've seen is brands who start their business, they throw things together, they have an idea for a product or a service or whatever they want to do, and then they're just like ads, pushing it out there, go. But they don't know what to do in Facebook with like, how am I targeting my people? So they're just going to do everything, right? If you've seen a Facebook ad, you've seen that it's really easy to be targeting like 3 million people or 30 million people, something incredibly high. The problem with that is unless you've got millions to put into Facebook ad money, you're not going to be finding anybody.
Facebook ad money.
Facebook, it's a technical term.
We'll
get into it later.
Okay.
Yes. So, like, you're not finding anybody. You are putting such little money into such a huge range.
Did you just hit me on camera? Hey, abuse.
This is a serious,
you see this.
This is a serious
You see
topic.
this. I know, I'm just saying. Mm-hmm. Like, there's an incident that I would like to report.
So, if you feel like you're moving too fast, right? If you are worried about putting money into ads, but you haven't validated this information yet, you don't know who you serve, like down to the minute detail, the psychographics and the psychology behind what they're suffering from, who they are, what they need from you, you don't have enough information to put into ads. And that's where it's going to start to cost you. That's not where it's going to end in costing you. That's just the beginning of how it's going to cost your brand.
Right. And I think a really good example of this would be the idea of what does an ad consist of. It consists of 4 different parts. The creative, the headline, the call to action, and the actual copy itself, right? Now, we've run the numbers. There's 4 different things that you can change. If you change those things independently, that's 4 times 4 times 4 times 4, which is 256 different types of combinations, which means that if you're doing $5, what?
That's some quick math. Good job.
Yeah, I know this. Which means that if you're doing $5 a day and you're just trying to change one little thing and you're only creating like, your ads only going out there on Facebook, again, for $5 a day, which is not very much, you're only probably reaching a couple, 100 people. By the end of like a year, you're going to be spending hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. And that's just off one ad with $5 a day. Now, if you are someone like us, for example, that spend anywhere between $100 to $200 every single day on ads, like that. Obviously, that's a big deal, right? That's something that's going to cost you so much money. You could end up spending, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a year on paid ads.
Yeah.
And if you don't know who you're talking to, if you don't have some sort of message established, if you're not providing value to your clients, if your brand is just completely off and you're about for example, your logo is like super hardcore, but you're all about emotions and personality and coming together as one, very flower child, but it's like hardcore skulls and bones and, like
there's a disconnect.
There's a disconnect, there's some misalignment. And because of that, the $40,000 or whatever it is that you're spending that year, excuse me, on advertising is basically for naught. You're going to end up wasting it all. You might as well just throw it in the toilet, let it flush down.
Right, and we don't want to scare you with this information. Like, it's not impossible. Everybody.
It's like, what's that prison show where they scare people? Scared Straight?
Scared Straight.
Boom. We're basically scared straight.
But it's not impossible to make money online, right? I mean, people do it every day. So what gives? The difference is in taking the time to validate and putting the effort into getting to know your people. And that could be as simple as jumping into groups that your people are in and talking to them and listening to the conversations. A lot of people want to take the shortcut and just throw money into ads right away because they don't want to put the work in. I don't have time, Well, do you have time to lose $40,000 this year? That would be my question. If you don't have the time to lose $40,000, do you have the time to spend a couple of hours a week in different Facebook groups, Instagram groups, on TikTok, wherever your customers are hanging out, and listen to them and talk to them and ask them questions without being salesy in order to validate your business?
Yeah.
That's all it takes, really. And once you start to get an idea with that, you can then just start to gain momentum in how you can speak to them and how you can target them and the problems you can solve for them.
Yeah.
So that they are grateful, so that they come back, so that they want to buy. They don't feel like you are trying to push something onto them.
That's true.
Yep.
Well, there you go. So I hope that helps. So it turns out the cost of having a really crappy kind of brand or branding can be astronomical, right? It can be
$40,000 a year.
There you go.
Yeah.
Easy. Throw it away. But yeah, if there's anything else we can do for you, please feel free to comment, subscribe, share, like, do all those things. Also, make sure to check out the...
Okay. Thumbs up. Smash that thumbs up button.
Ding. Make sure to also check out dncmarketing.org/BBB Masterclass. That's Building a Better Brand Masterclass. We will see you on the other side.